Hello everyone, just wanted to spend a few moments with you talking about how to prepare your slides and your presentation for your upcoming panels. So let's go ahead and just dive right in here. Just want to note as we start, of course, that I'm available if you have any questions or would like me to look over your slides. Okay. So you have a few resources that are available for you. The culminating project panel presentation document is available for you on Canvas, as well as a couple of examples of really good student slides so you can just kind of see the guidelines generally. We do need perfect grammar, formatting, and punctuation, so have a friend take a look over those slides even before you submit them to me. Consider the ease of reading on your slides. So don't make them too wordy. If you're going to say it, it does not have to be on your slide. It can be on your notes. Bullet points, keep it short, keep it to the point so that your audience is listening to you rather than reading every word that's on your slide. Do not use clip art, but you can and should use charts and graphs. Also, any kind of instrumentation you've used in your slides, you're welcome to show a screenshot of that. So if you have like a tally sheet or field notes, document, anything like that that would be useful, helpful, interesting to your panel to view as you're describing it, please do include that on your slides. Let's make sure we have an academic design template with a consistent look and feel. Again, not distracting, not too busy, not too much going on, nice colors to look at. And again, if you're having a hard time knowing whether or not your template you've chosen is great, you can just send me a screenshot of it in an email and I'll let you know. Okay, so for your introduction, it's pretty simple. Give a welcome, give your name, give the name of the school, and the title of your presentation. For your area of focus and significance of study, really you want to start with this big picture. So where did you get the idea to do the study? What's interesting to you about the research itself? And then talk about the specific topic you've chosen and also the problem. Talk about the specific purpose of your study. And really, by the end of this section of your presentation, the so what question should be answered. So why is this important? Why did you choose it? Make sure to address that. Of course, you're going to share your research question or questions with your panel, have them fully on the screen. You don't have to read every single word of it, but you certainly can. And then you're going to do a mini literature review. I say mini because students can tend to get hung up on this part where they spend, 5, 6, 7 minutes of their presentation on the lit review. Don't do that because you've got lots of important things in your findings that you want to talk about. So talk about your big picture topic. You can choose 1 or 2 studies that really focus on your topic and give that relevant background information, one that has really been informative towards your study. And then you can give your subheadings in these bullets, and you don't have to talk thoroughly about every single one. So I gave you an example here. If one of your subheadings was teachers and standard-based grading, then you could give a couple of the references that you use there in your lit review, and maybe the Smith study was particularly helpful, and so that's the one that you really focus on talking about. So remember that your panel members should have at least skimmed over your paper and are familiar with your lit, so you don't have to go super in depth here. Now your methodology, this is where you want to start to really provide some detail, right? Who were your subjects? How did you collect your data? What instrumentation did you use? How did you analyze your data? You want to really spend some time there. So again, if you have screenshots you can show, if you can describe your method in more detail, this is really helpful to your panel so they understand the rigor of your study. Again, if you have questions about this or how to portray that, I'm happy to help you individually as it relates to your specific research. But spend some time here, it's very important. And then to your findings, of course, use those charts and graphs you spent so much time making. Make them big on the screen. You don't have to add a ton of other words. If you have qualitative data, maybe provide the name of the category or the theme that you uncovered, and then a big quote as you talk about what you found in that category. Okay, so really represent that kind of big picture on your findings on the screen, and then you provide the detail as you're sharing. Talk about how you categorized or you summarized your data. How did you kind of comb through everything to get to what's important? And what did you uncover as you did this process? So what were some learnings for you? What were some like, wow, aha moments where you made some connections? Talk about that, personalize the research. And then of course, your big takeaways. What were your overall kind of understandings of what you were seeing in those trends and patterns in your findings? You want to spend most of your time here on findings. That will be multiple, I'm sure, multiple slides. Also in your discussion, how did you interpret your findings? How are your findings current and applicable to 21st century education? This is actually a piece of the rubric that's very important to your panel. What do you recommend based on your findings? Again, don't gloss over that. I've pushed you all in that portion of your paper. Make sure you spend some time there. What do you recommend specifically to the field of education at large, or to folks that are working within your specific area of practice? What does it look like for them to implement your recommendations? Spend time there. And opportunities for future research. So, of course, this is a section in your paper. Talk about if you had more time, more money, more resources, or now that you know, what would you do next? Okay, so spend some time there. I'll do a little fun video for you. I'll put it separately on Canvas since I can't do a video within a video here on YouTube. Just a few things to keep in mind. Generally, 10 slides, 20 minutes, 30-point font. Now this is a general rule. You are probably going to have more than 10 slides for this specific presentation. You won't have more than 20 minutes. And your font may not need to be 30-point, but it doesn't need to be 10-point or 11-point. Make sure it's big enough so that your panel, again, can quickly glance over it, but they're really just listening to you. Choose a solid academic design template. Canva is great for that. Also, just PowerPoint has some general ones. Google Slides has some general ones as well. I can't stress this enough. Any little mistake on a slide is a huge distraction, so make sure you're really paying attention to the grammar, formatting, and your punctuation. Use your notes. Don't read your slides, okay? So as many notes as you need, have them off to the side as you're presenting. Try to be as natural as possible. Don't turn your back to your audience. Only really, this only is when we're presenting in person. I don't think you're going to turn your back on Zoom, but it's just something good to remember. Remember that you're on camera. They're seeing you, everything you're doing the entire time. Practice with a timer, especially so that you know how much time you're allotting to each portion of your presentation. Remember, you don't want to gloss over this stuff in the beginning, but you don't want to spend a ton of time there. Once you get to your methodology, your findings, your conclusions, and recommendations, you really want to spend the bulk of your time there. That's it. This was super quick, but you can do it. I'm here for you as you finish your slides. Send those over to me. Give me editing permission. So if I see any little thing, I can edit for you and give you some comments. I'm very excited for you all to present. And so far this term, we've had lots of great presentations. I'm just excited to keep that going. So reach out if you need anything, and let's get ready for your panels. We'll see you soon.